over converting it in Negative Lab Pro and doing some tweaks in Lightroom, and also kind of solving for some common problems I see with some local film labs. So something I noticed with local film labs, especially lately, I'm not sure why, but their chemicals have not been as good as some of like the better known film labs that you have to mail your stuff to. And when they do that, when this happens, you start to see like more magenta in your photos, and maybe there's like not as good of color contrast. So you have to start kind of correcting for this in ways that you don't have to if the chemicals were good. I know it sounds goofy, but anyway. So here is the out-of-the-box conversion, and you can already see that there's like a lot of red in the hair, and this is just like not right. So I do a lot of color grading. I've already mentioned that. If I want skin to be like a little warmer, I generally don't do it in the white balance panel. I do it in the midtones. I'll like add the yellow in the midtones. Up to you how you want to do this, but you can start to get some like better colors pretty easily with like a little bit of toggling. And again, some of this is just like personal preference, like everything that we're doing here. No, I don't like that. That starts to look a little green. Let's see here. And I do a lot of like, I'll kind of, zoom in and be like, okay, that white, I know what color that is. It's a little bit of a warmer white that Eve is wearing in her bear stuff. So maybe in the highlights, I need to warm that up and make it a little bit pinker. And then maybe I'll zoom in on pants or jeans and be like, I know those are a little less blue, and skin and so forth. So I kind of just try and, there we go. I think that's, and again, you look at this and it's still a little pink, and that's going to be because of the chemicals, as obnoxious as that is to hear. So we do our best. Sometimes when it's like a pink thing, I change this to a non-Frontier model, since Frontier has a tendency to add a little bit of pink to things. And sometimes that adjustment can help, and sometimes it doesn't make a difference, but you do what you do. So I'm going to export that and then go find that TIFF. Where am I working? Okay, I think it was in here. TIFF. There we go. It takes a little bit sometimes for that folder to get created because it doesn't until after the TIFF is generated. Okay, so now that we have our TIFF, sometimes what I find is helpful to do is I'll zoom in and I'll kind of like, especially when it's a skin problem, I'll do some HSL stuff. I don't know why, but I just so prefer Negative Lab or Lightroom's warmth temperature to Negative Lab Pro's. I don't know what the difference is, but it is a difference. And then here's another thing that you have to do that you don't normally have to do for lab scans. So lab scans have some technology called digital ice, which kind of goes through and removes all the dust kind of through an algorithm. It has to do with the way the IR sensors are, but Negative Lab Pro and scanning your negatives doesn't have this. So if you have a lot of dust, you've got to kind of spot heal it. I tend to use this little eraser. I think it does the best job of doing it, of getting rid of it. And if you want, you can always do visualize spots and change the contrast on that, and that can help you just like focus on dust and not scan the image trying to look for white pieces. And then you can be done. And again, now you're ready for export.